and directing. Oh, I said, I've been overburdening myself with a lot of work unnecessarily.
I think my objection.
Yes, what is the objection?
Is based on you can't change something that is working and good.
Come again?
You can't change it when it's already doing good.
No.
Can't reinvent it.
I know that you like my voice, but it's okay. Let's start with the meeting. I think we must start with our meeting. Let me take this
recording in progress
to welcome all members of our committee to this important meeting of the committee itself. This is the beginning of the third term of Parliament. We will be left with the last term of Parliament and the year will end. So many things have happened throughout the year, and I think we keep on learning in respect of the work of the committee, and we keep on learning in terms of how we can improve the situation at all material times. And let me take this opportunity to wish you well, to wish you good luck in our work in terms of making sure that we impact in lawmaking, in oversight, in public participation, and in improving intergovernmental and cooperative governance within Parliament itself. Having said that, I've received 2 apologies from both ministers, the Deputy Minister of Cooperative, Honorable Obed Bapela, as well as from Deputy Minister of Cooperative as well, Honorable Tembi Nkadimeng. They indicated that because of prior commitments, they will not be part of this meeting this morning. With that, let me take this opportunity to thank all of you for your support, for your messages of condolences at a time that I was burying our mother. And I want to express a word of thanks to all of you from the Dovis family during the bereavement. And thank you very much. Don't do this to us only. You must do it throughout wherever we have such a situation. I'm also aware that the daughter to Honorable Motsamai also passed on at a time that we were also on recess. I would imagine that this was also a very, very difficult and painful moment for the Motsamai's family, especially in the way that the daughter passed on. It is not a pleasant situation, and I'm sure I will be representing the committee in its entirety to pass once more the words of condolences to the family and the extended family of Honorable Motsamai as well. With that, honorable members, we need to proceed forward. The agenda is before us. We are going to reflect on this agenda. Basically, we've got 3 items, and these items pertains to the first one, pertains to the withdrawal of the intervention in terms of Section 13911B of the Constitution in respect of the Maluti Aprofung municipality and the Mafume local municipality, both of them in the Free State. The second one would be the notice of intervention to consider the report in respect of Section 1397, the national intervention, in respect of the municipal financial in terms of 1397 of the Constitution and Section 150 of the Local Government Municipal Finance Management Act, MFMA, both in Mangaung Metro Municipality and the Enoch Mugijima local municipality. And lastly, we will consider the reports as such. With that, can I request Moss to slide the first item so that we deal with the first item appropriately?
Chair. Chairperson.
Is there anyone who wants to speak? Or Honorable Bartlett? Yes. Over to you, Honorable Bartlett.
Yes, Chair. Now, Chair, before we spoke, you took the words out of my mouth because I wanted on behalf of the committee to convey our deepest sympathy and condolences to you and Comrade Matsamai. But the unfortunate part is you already did that, Chair. But still
yes.
on behalf of us, yeah. we convey our condolences. Okay,
No,
Chair.
we welcome that, I'm sure. Yes. Let's start with the first report. This is a report that deals with the withdrawal of the interventions in terms of Malutia Pofung and the Mafube local municipality. We are all aware that the presentations were made before the committee. We dealt with not only these two municipalities, but several other municipalities in the Free State, which in our express view, there are a lot of problems in the Free State municipalities that needs to be addressed. But in respect of this report, we consider the withdrawal of the intervention in terms of section 1391B in Malutia Pofung local municipality. Can I request Moss to take us through the observations as well as the recommendations?
Thank you very much, Chairperson. Mr. Holiday, can you just go to the section that deals with observation, please? Observation, Mr. Holiday. Can you just go up a little bit? Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. Holiday. Honorable members, thank you very much. Welcome to our meeting after the constituency period. As the chairperson is assigned, my task is to focus on observation and committee recommendations. 14.1, we acknowledge that the committee has noted that the municipality is still grappling with challenges due to financial distress. An example is money owed to ESCOM, SARS, pension funds, and rural maintenance. For 14.2, the committee noted with great concern on the status of litigations in both the municipalities, including the associated litigation costs. 14.3, the committee further noted that the Free State Department of Cooperative has withdrawn the interventions in both municipalities in terms of section 1391B of the Constitution and invoked section 139, subsection 1 and 5 to assist the municipality with the development and implementation of financial recovery plan, including support in terms of section 154 of the Constitution. Having noted that, honorable members, the committee therefore recommended to the NCOP as follows. 15.1.1, that the NCOP notes the withdrawal of the interventions in terms of section 1391B of the Constitution in Maluta Pofung and Mafube local municipality. 15.1.2, that the NCOP notes the placement of Maluta Pofung and Mafube local municipality under section 139, section 5 of the Constitution for the purpose of developing and implementing financial recovery plans. 15.1.3, that the MEC of Cooperative provides the NCOP and Free State Provincial Legislature with quarterly reports, including progress on litigation status in both municipalities. The last recommendation on our members, 15.1.4, the Select Committee to coordinate joint oversight visits in both municipalities in collaboration with the relevant portfolio committee in the Free State provincial legislature in order to assess the intervention's impact. Thank you very much, Chairperson. These are the observation and recommendation, honorable members.
All right, thank you very much, Moss. Members, those are the observations and then recommendations as Moss indicated. Any discussion on the matter before we call for the adoption or otherwise of the report? Any discussion? It's quite clear.
Chair.
One. Okay. Honorable Silego.
There's a hand from Honorable from Free State.
Okay. Okay. Oh, I see some few hands. I'm sorry about that. Honorable Kleinhans.
Thank you very much, Chairperson, and thank you for allowing me. I just have a correction on this report of your committee, which I think is very relevant. On the recommendation 15.1.2, it states that the NCRP notes the placement of Maluti Apofung and Mafube local municipality under section 1395. Chairperson, Maluti Apofung is not currently placed under administration at all. The Minister has recommended that Maluti Apofung be placed under 1397 intervention, but that has not happened. According to questions and replies in the legislature, I can confirm that Maluti Apofung is not placed under administration at the moment. Thank you.
What about Mafube? You don't have any.
Yes, Mafube has been placed under 1395 administration, which was the result of a court order. So the provincial government in the Free State have placed Mafube under 1395, but not Maluti Apofung. Thank you, Chair.
All right, thank you. How we are going to proceed? We were informed by the MEC and the department that placed both municipalities and 135, removing them from 1391B of the Constitution. I just want to find a way of structuring this particular point so that it takes into consideration the situation that Honorable Kleinhans is painting to us. Let me just check. Why don't we say we note? Okay, I see Honorable, is that Honorable Bartlett? Honorable Sheikh.
Yeah, no, Chair. I think what Honorable Kleinhans is saying is basically correct, because I think what she's also saying is that the department recommended the placement. You know, that they're going to place Maluti Apofung under 139. So I think maybe what we should be saying, because I mean that is what happened when we had this meeting, and this is what we were informed by the department. We should just reflect it as something like we note the recommendation of the department.
Yes. Yes.
Thanks.
Thank you very much. I think this is a proper construction of the clause. We must say we note, because that is what they told us. We note their recommendation to place both municipality under section 1395 of the Constitution. As to whether that has happened, we don't know. We will establish to them whether they have placed those municipalities under section 1395 of the Constitution. Is that okay? Is that acceptable? I think so.
Yes, Chair, we accept that.
It's acceptable. Any mover for the adoption of the report?
I move, Honorable Chair, Honorable Bartlett.
Honorable Bartlett moves for the adoption. Any
Chair,
seconder?
I second it.
Honorable Mutsamai is seconding. Any objection to the adoption of the report? That we must note. No objection to the report itself. Any abstention? There is no abstention. Thank you very much. The report is adopted. Let's move to the second report, the report of Mangaung Metropolitan Municipality and the report of the Enoch Mukijima Local Municipality, a municipality that is in Queenstown in the Eastern Cape Province. Is it taking some time to open? Remember, these interventions in terms of section 1397 of the Constitution and section 150 of the MFMA, the Municipal Finance Management Act. While they are trying to open, we must just remind ourselves that interventions in terms of section 1397 is done by the National Department of Cooperative, or even by national government, let me put it in that way. And this is as a result that the national government feels that the provincial government has not intervened decisively, or it has failed to intervene in a deteriorating situation in a municipality. Then national takes over the intervention in terms of that. And section 150 of the Municipal Finance Management Act, it actually reinforces what is encapsulated in the Constitution. I just hope that I'm correctly interpreting what the provisions of those acts of parliament are saying, the Constitution and the MFMA. That intervention comes as a result of that situation. And that National, I'm aware that they have intervened and they presented the report before this committee. This committee has got to look at that report and decide whether to adopt the report or not. Fuad, what is the problem with the opening of this slide? Hello, Fuad, are you there? Moss, are you there?
Chairperson, I'm here, Chairperson.
Yeah, what is the problem?
Chairperson,
It doesn't.
I did flight it. Can't you see?
I don't see it.
I'm gonna flight it again, Chairperson.
I don't see it. It took long, and yes.
Thank you, Mr. Holiday. Thank you, honorable members. My task is to focus on observation and recommendations again. On 10.1, the Select Committee has noted that in terms of the constitutional and procedural requirements, the National Treasury has complied by tabling the notices of interventions in terms of section 139, subsection 7 of the Constitution, and section 150 of the Local Government Municipal Finance Management Act. The provincial legislatures, and meaning the legislature in Free State and Eastern Cape, and the National Council of Provinces have been duly notified within stipulated 7 working days. 10.2, the Select Committee has observed that the substantive matters that led to the invocation of interventions in Mangaung Metro and Enoch Mukijima Local Municipality revolve around political instability, lack of service delivery, poor financial management, lack of progress in the implementation of financial recovery plan, unfunded budget, and non-compliance with supply chain management, as well as lack of oversight and consequence management. 10.3, while welcoming the interventions by the National Treasury in Mangaung, Metro, and Enoch Mugijima local municipality, the Select Committee has noted with concerns lack of progress on the implementations of the previous interventions aimed at assisting municipalities to implement financial recovery plans. 10.4, the Select Committee further noted with concern about the delay on the tabling of intervention and monitoring bill to Parliament by the Department of Cooperative Governance and Traditional Affairs. 10.5, the Select Committee is of the opinion that the tabling of intervention and monitoring bill will provide legislative framework for the implementation of proper guidelines, norms, and standards on the invocation and implementation of interventions in local government. Number 11, now here, honorable members, we are dealing with recommendation based on the above stated observations. 11.1, having considered the notices of intervention in terms of section 139, subsection 5 of the Constitution, and section 150 of Municipal Finance Management Act in Mangaung Metro and Enoch Mugijima local municipality, the Select Committee recommends as follows. 11.1.1, the National Council of Provinces notes the intervention in terms of section 139, subsection 7 of the Constitution and section 150 of Municipal Finance Management Act in Mangaung Metro and Enoch Mugijima local municipality. 11.1.2, the National Treasury should ensure deployment of qualified, competent, and professional administrators in implementing interventions and the terms of reference in Mangaung Metro and Enoch Mugijima local municipality. 11.1.3, the appointed administrators should, meaning in Mangaung Metro and Enoch Mugijima, should provide regular reports to the councils of the municipalities in line with the terms of reference of the interventions. 11.1.4, the National Treasury should provide quarterly reports to provincial legislatures and National Council of Provinces on implementation of section 139, on implementation of the intervention, in short, on all members in both municipalities. 11.1.5, the Minister of the Department of Cooperative Governance and Traditional Affairs should fast-track the tabling of monitoring and intervention bill to Parliament so as to provide norms and standards for the invocation and implementation of interventions in local municipalities. The last recommendation, honorable members, the Select Committee should, in collaboration with relevant portfolio committee in Free State and Eastern Cape provincial legislatures, monitor the implementation of interventions and, where feasible, conduct joint oversight visits to Mangaung Metro and Enoch Mugijima local municipality so as to engage the internal and external stakeholders of the municipalities on progress made in respect of the implementation of intervention. Thank you very much, honorable members. Thank you, Chairperson.
Thank you very much, Moss, for the presentation of the observations and recommendations. I now call for members to make comments, corrections, or even deliberate on the report that is before us. Over to you, members. Any? I see the hand of Honorable Kenny Motsamai and Honorable Isaac Sileku. Over to you.
Chair. No, Chair, is an old hand.
Or they call it a legacy hand.
Okay. Chair. Thanks, Chair.
Yeah. Honorable Sileku.
Thank you very much, Chair. No, Chair, I don't have a problem per se in terms of the recommendations. I think mine is basically just a few questions or maybe a point of clarity. And the questions of clarity check stems from our visit in Mangaung. And as much as we have put recommendation 11.1.2, mine is to ask how are we going to make sure that that the administrators that are appointed by national are indeed qualified, are competent, professional, and are not aligned to any factions. And because if we continue in this instance and experience the same challenges that we experienced when we visited Mangaung, then we are also contributing to the disarray in these particular municipalities. And I think one of the issues that is problematic in these municipalities comes to the appointments of administrators. We put these things, these recommendations, but it just does not happen. So how does one make sure that our recommendation in terms of getting people that can actually turn these municipalities around is actually taken to heart and it's implemented in that instance? So how does one monitor as a select committee chair? That's just a question of clarity.
No, it's okay. I think it is not a difficult task. Is to say as soon as administrators or the team is appointed in both municipalities, we request a report from the National Department of Cooperative. Actually, we should say we need to check whether are these administrators appointed in terms of section 1397 of the Constitution and section 150 of the MFMA. We need to ask that question whether they have been appointed or not. If yes, we say we request a report to be furnished in terms of those who are appointed, including their competencies, their skills, their qualifications, their experiences, and all of that, and that we consider that as a committee, whether the right people have been appointed to intervene in both municipalities. And we can incorporate this in terms of our recommendations to Parliament. Is that okay?
Yeah, I'm happy with that, Chair.
Yes, okay, fine, no problem. That is all. With regard to this, can we check whether are we adopting the report? Any mover for the adoption of the report?
Malika, I move Chairperson for the adoption of the report.
Honorable Audrey Malika proposed that we adopt the report. Any second?
I second, Honorable Chair. I second, Honorable Chair.
Martha Bartlett seconds the report, the adoption of the report. Any objection to this adoption of the report?
Chair.
Can Honorable Mutsamai, can you put down your hand if possible, because you said it was a legacy hand. I note Honorable Sileku. You wanted to say something, Honorable Sileku?
Just on a point of correction, Chair, that Honorable Martha Bartlett, must second with your amendments, Chair.
Yeah, both of them are doing that. And even the, what you call, the proposer, Honorable Audrey Malika, is taking that into account, that it will be incorporated. And the fact is that as soon as these administrators have been appointed, we recommend that we can even put up a time frame within a month that the report must be furnished to the Select Committee on the appointment of the administrators, because we want to check their capabilities and expertise to do the job. Yeah, that is that. Can we move? Can we check any person who wants to object to the report, to the adoption of the report? Is none this far? Any abstention? Is none this far? Is none this far. Thank you very much, honorable members. Most any other item? We are done with.
Chairperson, with your permission, you are done, but very soon we'll be updating members on the mandate that as administrators got from the chairpersons on oversight visit to Free State and international study tour to Mexico and Brazil.
Oh, yes. Give us that report next week so that we must look at it.
Chairperson?
Is that okay? Update us next week about those developments.
Yeah, thank you very much, Chairperson.
In the next meeting.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you very much. With that, this brings us to the end of our meeting, an internal meeting, to process these reports because Parliament want to engage with the reports that are before us. And let me once more take this opportunity to thank all of you for attending this meeting. This meeting is adjourned, honorable members. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Chairperson.
Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Chairperson.
Recording stopped.